Good morning, students. Today we want to discuss about electric flux. Before coming to the definition of electric flux, two very important concepts we have to introduce. First, you know that suppose I have a area S. I take small area element on it ds. Remember that area is a vector quantity and it is always perpendicular to the area element. That means suppose if I have a area in xy plane, remember it, the area vector will be, I have area along xy plane, then area vector will be along z direction. Okay. Again suppose if I have a area in xz plane, then area vector should be along y direction. And if I have a area element along yz plane, then area vector should be along x direction. That means area vector should be always perpendicular to the area element. And area is a what type of quantity? Vector quantity. This is first point. Next is we want to discuss about electric field. We know electric field is denoted by the letter E, and as it is a vector quantity, a arrow is coming over it. And from the definition of electric field, we know if I have a source charge Q here, then force experienced by a +1 charge, that is unit positive charge, at a distance r from it is force experienced by a unit positive charge at a distance r from it is Q into 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square, and force experienced by a unit positive charge at any point on the electric field is called what? Electric field strength, which is denoted by E vector. So electric field at a distance r from the source charge Q is Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. This is the expression of electric field, that is force experienced by a unit positive charge at a point in the electric field is called electric field strength at that point. Now we come to suppose you know that unit positive charge is strong enough to disturb the configuration. Okay, so as unit positive charge is large enough, unit positive charge is large enough to disturb the configuration. So we have to consider a very small charge here. So we can take alternate definition of electric field as E is equal to limit Q tends to 0 F by Q. Previously we know that E is equal to F by Q. We have already learned all this. E is equal to F by Q. Here we have considering Q tends to 0 F by Q, where the test charge is small enough, very small, tends to 0. It's very, very small. That means if I consider a very small charge here, then force experienced by a small test charge placed at a point in the electric field, we can define electric field strength because unit positive charge is large enough to disturb the configuration. These electric field definitions we have already read. Now to understand the electric flux concept, another definition of electric field is very important. Now I want to define electric field in another way, and we have already learned about electric lines of force also. If I have a charge plus Q, then you know everybody, I have a charge plus Q, then lines of force are radially outward like this. All the lines of force here are radially outward. Okay, so if I have a charge plus Q, then you know that all the lines of force are radially outward. And you know this is called spherically symmetric lines of force. That means you know that if I consider a sphere at a distance r from the charge Q, I consider a sphere at a distance r from the charge q. Okay, in this sphere at all the points of the sphere we will be get same value of electric field strength. Okay, so remember it, that's why it is called spherically symmetric configuration. This sphere is not proper sphere. Please consider it as properly as a sphere. So remember it, at the all point on the surface of the sphere the electric field strength will be same. Okay, so this is called radially symmetric electric field. Now what to do? Now suppose if there is a charge q, everybody knows that how many number of lines of force coming out from a charge q. If I have a plus q charge, number of lines of force coming out from a point charge or originated from a point charge plus q is q by epsilon naught. Now suppose if I take a unit area over here, what is the value of the area? Plus 1. If I have a unit area over here, so how many lines of force coming out from the unit area? So we have, if we divide this by area of the sphere, if we consider a sphere of radius r here, so number of lines of force coming out from unit area of the surface is spherical surface, so unit area, so total 4 pi r square area, number of lines of force q by epsilon 0, because area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. Now number of lines of force coming out unit area should be what? Q by epsilon 0, 4 pi r square. We have to divide it by area, so q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. So we can think that an alternate definition of electric field we can write as number of lines of force coming out from the unit area of the surface gives us electric field. Electric field already from the definition we have already get q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square, and here also we have calculated the electric field q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. So now that is number of lines of force coming out from the unit area is q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. So remember it, this is also definition of electric field, which is while we are discussing electric flux, this definition of electric field is very important. So alternatively we can define electric field like that: number of lines of force coming out from the unit area of a sphere gives us the value of electric field. Now suppose I have a spherical surface, this surface I am again considering with a charge plus q at the center, and I have suppose a area element ds here. So this is r suppose, and ds vector is always perpendicular to the area element, you know everyone, and r is radially outward of course. Now E vector, electric field vector is electric field vector and ds vector would be along same direction. So you know that electric field means number of lines of force per unit area. Now how many lines of force crossing the ds area? It will come E ds. This is called d phi. We can represent it by d phi. That is d phi means number of lines of force crossing the area ds. This is called flux to the surface ds, and total flux always we are denoted by total flux we are always denoted by the sign phi, and d phi denoting what? Flux to the surface ds. And if we consider total surface as s, flux to the total surface s is coming how much? This is phi. So if I integrate this over the total surface s, that is total surface s E dot ds, we will get total flux to this, and this is equal to, you know everyone, total flux is equal to how much? Q by epsilon 0. Details of this we will read up from Gauss's law. Now definition of electric flux will be included in my next video. Thank you.